Welcome back to Travel Show Live. Well, we're very excited because, of course, this is our, I'm sure you've noticed, our Kissimmee special. The entire program dedicated to a place you may not know a lot about, but with every passing moment, you get to learn a little bit more. And to help us, Tom Lang is here from the Official Tourism Bureau. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here today.
Eric, thank you for being with us.
You know,
we're happy to have you.
Thank you. You have been gracious hosts. You know, everybody on your staff, well, except for that one guy, I don't want to mention his name. I think it's Larry. But aside from him, everybody else has been fabulous.
I will tell Larry later.
Now, one of the reasons that I was particularly interested in doing this type of program is because I think most people say, okay, Central Florida, I got Orlando, and I kind of, in that general neighborhood, I got Tampa, and I know Kissimmee, but I don't exactly even know where it is, per se. So we should start there, don't you think?
Yeah, Orlando's a suburb of Kissimmee.
Yes, now we're talking.
Okay. We're right next to it. We are right next to it. We're right next to the front gate of Disney.
Yeah.
If you were to take I-4, which goes from the airport, and you were to get off at 192, you were in the heart of Kissimmee country.
Right there.
Now, when the sun goes down there, people who says it's Kissimmee.
Right. I don't. What's the deal with that? That's a whole other
Canadian tourists.
We're blaming on the Canadians. We love them, but yeah, it's Kissimmee. Now, Kissimmee, what, 60,000 people, right? Nice small community, right?
Very small, intimate community. Used to be a cattle town. Had a lot of agricultural and cattle. And then Walt Disney showed up, and as you know, that changed Central Florida.
Hey, has Disney been good for Kissimmee? I know you're probably not going to say no, but honestly, how has it been good? I mean, I know there are minuses, I'm sure. What are the benefits to you guys?
You wouldn't be standing in this hotel if it wasn't for Disney.
Oh, good point.
You know, Disney brought Resort America to Central Florida.
That's a great point.
If it hadn't been for Disney, you probably have I-4, the Turnpike. You wouldn't have as many cars on it. You wouldn't have people stopping here. I mean, what Disney did was open up Central Florida to tourism. And they were followed by Universal and SeaWorld. And so we've got 3 of the foremost theme parks in the world right here. We're about to get a Legoland down in Polk County.
Oh, terrific. When's that supposed to be? Do you know?
Starting construction this spring, and they hope that probably by late 2011 they'll be open.
Oh, excellent.
And so we'll be one of, I guess it's 5 Legolands now?
I think so, yeah.
Around the world. And so we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
And we're right in the middle. I mean, the beauty of Kissimmee is we're the heart of Florida. You can get anywhere from Kissimmee.
That was a good point because, you know, my real estate agent will always say it's location, location, location. And so when you're sitting here, you could be on the Space Coast in what, less than an hour at the beach?
You could be, but it's about an hour and 10 minutes over to the Cape.
Okay.
And so if they were to come down on February 7th to see the last nighttime liftoff, they could get there with traffic probably in an hour and a half.
That's it.
And they park and they can watch a rocket take off at 4:38 in the morning.
Close by, we can do Gatorland's close by, Institution, close by in the neighborhood.
You can go anywhere from the Peace River, which is south of us, where you can canoe and kayak, up to Homosassa Springs, where you can swim with the manatees. You can go to an Indian burial mound. You've got the theme parks. Today you saw Forever Florida, where you can go out and zip line.
Yep.
Lake Toho is one of the greatest fishing lakes that you're going to find in the world.
Bass fishing, right?
Bass fishing.
Yeah.
We have tournaments here probably 4 a year. People come in. Great fishing lake. Great birding lake for people who like to bird. I'm not a birder, but there are birders out there.
Yeah, there are.
We have a lot of birds that come to Central Florida. You saw a little bit on Shingle Creek today.
Yes.
They're developing a new park there where you can hike, ride your bike. You'll be able to canoe, kayak, and see old Florida. You can go to St. Augustine, which is the country's oldest city.
Right.
That's 2 hours away. February the 14th, you're an hour away from NASCAR. You've got the Daytona 500. You know, you can go on, we could talk for probably hours about things you can do within 2 hours of Kissimmee.
And there's nothing wrong with having a resort experience for a theme park experience for 3 days or 4 days, but if you took that out of the equation, you could do a full week here without a problem, really.
And we like to try and sell that. We look at ourselves as having the other day. In other words, come to the theme parks, and we understand everybody wants to go to the theme parks. But there are a lot of other things you can do. And there's some great things for kids. I mean, there are very educational things you can do. Blue Springs, go up and see the manatees, see a little Indian history. You can go to some of the older towns that are around here. Go to Gainesville, see the butterfly gardens. Go to Ocala and see the horses. Go to Ocala and see the Drag Racing Museum. Things that are really off the wall.
Off the beaten path,
but you can go do them, take your kids. great science center in Orlando. We have some great restaurants too.
While we're on the subject too, golf is prevalent down here.
12 great courses in Osceola County.
But also the instruction, the school. Why not take a lesson while you're down here? You can always improve, your short game, your putting, have your stroke analysis, all that kind of stuff can be done right here.
We're inside Omni Champions Gate. David Ledbetter has his school right out those doors. You can go out and you can come down here and be tutored in golf. If you did want to do that, you can go right across the interstate, and Danica Sorensen has her school over at Reunion
right
Gin.
Across. Okay.
So you've got a choice of schools.
What do people not know about Kissimmee, in your opinion?
I don't think they realize how much you can do within 2 hours of Kissimmee itself. I mean, that is, to me, the real secret about Kissimmee. They also don't realize that there are a lot of things that are historic inside Kissimmee that get ignored. We have the longest continuously operating hardware store in the state of Florida. And we have Makinson Island, which is where the Seminole Indians used to take their families because you couldn't get there in a war party without being seen. And you can go out there today, walk around, and just see Makinson Island. I mean, there are just a lot of things you can do that people don't realize we have.
And you, being the person that you are, your favorite time of year for somebody to come and visit, you personally?
Personally, I would tell you to come September or April. Yeah. The crowds are smaller, the weather's starting to cool off a little bit. As you can see, we have a little bit of rain today, which is very unique for Kissimmee.
It never rains in tourism.
That's
never.
right. It's just like the golf course. It never rains on the golf course.
Never. It's so funny how that works.
That's right. But both of those months. Yeah, that's right. Or May, late April, May, before the crowds come down for the summer.
Very good.
That's the best time to come. Now, what you miss are some of the birds. Now, if you want to go birding,
that's something different.
You need to come February and March and see the birds while they're here.
But the bird people, just like the fishermen, there's a very unique group. They know when to show up.
They do.
They do.
And we don't need to talk to them.
Yeah, we love them, and they'll figure it out.
That's right.
Tom, thank you, sir.
Eric, it's always a pleasure. I want to taste
it.
your sushi when you get to be good at it.
Yeah, that's another year.
I'm going to come to your house. All right?
We'll be back in just a second here. I'll be right back.